Right, so in the previous episode of this 0 to 5k little mini series, we covered how you can buy your content to speed things up, how you can set up your socials, and of course your fanvue page. Now in this episode, what we're going to be talking about is how you can actually make money with this method. So by now you should have an Instagram, you should have posted on there, should be nice and warmed up by now, and you should be ready to print some cash. So let's do it.
Plenty more. You're my hope for the night, oh. Give me more control. Slow down for the night, oh. Let me know. That you're down for the vibe. That you're down for the vibe, oh. We don't say bye-bye. You can see my eyes. Then I'm on the rise, oh. I believe by the light. That your body be smiling, oh.
Okay, so Instagram is going to be the key to success when marketing your model. There's a few reasons for this. One, it acts as almost like a portfolio. So it seems to be the last step a customer will take, even if you have a really good TikTok strategy, even if you have a really good Thread strategy, Twitter strategy, they're going to check out on Instagram purely to see if you're almost viable for them to buy the subscription from. Also, you can show a lot of personality on Instagram via stories, via highlights, via just the shit you post. All this kind of thing is going to add to the likeliness of someone buying your fanvue page. So Instagram's absolutely key. The way you market on Instagram is going to be Reels, most likely. They are going to be the most likely thing that's going to get you an external audience for your AI model. Yes, you can do normal posts. Yes, you can do stories. They're going to help with conversions. However, the actual new audience that you're going to bring in is going to come from the virality of your Reels. So you're going to want to draw as many views in to get the maximum amount of followers, engagement, and therefore conversions to your pages. Now also, some mentions are TikTok and Threads. Now these are mainly going to be used to push traffic to your Instagram. Instagram's quite a weird one. If you start an account from completely zero, you just start posting, Instagram was not going to push your content. You need almost like an audience already there on your Instagram page, as backwards as this sounds, to be able to reach new people. So getting an external audience, whether that be from a mass DM or a shout out, or you want to boost a Threads account because that's easy to get reach on, or a TikTok account, because again, TikTok will push your account and your videos to a new audience, whereas Instagram will not. So what you can do is funnel them from the TikTok to the Instagram, and then your Instagram will start to take off. A couple things to note: do not make your Instagram page on a laptop or PC. Instagram prefers it when you make an account on a mobile. The best practice is to make it on a 4G connection with a brand new phone. However, not everyone can afford a brand new phone and a brand new SIM card. Key thing to note is that quality content really, really matters. There's a few reasons for this. One is because your audience will relate better with the model. If you have a very realistic model, the audience, even though they probably know it's AI, are going to be able to relate more to that person as if she was a real human. If you have a cartoon looking model or like an anime character, there's no chance that that person is going to meet that model or be able to know that that model is real, or have the chance this model is real. All this kind of stuff, right? It's really kind of fucked up and deep into people's weird habits. But essentially, the more realistic your model is, the more people can relate, and the more people will basically delve into the personality and convert to fanvue. Another one is you actually will not get pushed in the algorithms as much. Instagram does not push low quality content. So let's just say I have a 4K video on my page and someone else has a 480p quality video on theirs. Instagram won't push that video because it's not going to be available to a wider audience, whereas a 4K video, Instagram knows it's good quality, therefore is more likely to pick up and make Instagram more money. So it's not only in terms of conversion rates and relatability and engagement, but also in terms of a literal sense, Instagram will not push your content if it's shit.
Right, so I thought I'd chime in right here just to showcase what exactly a realistic model looks like versus a non-realistic model. Now, I don't know either of these models, I don't know who owns them, and I'm not trying to pick on the unrealistic model. However, I thought that I'd just showcase, and if they do watch, maybe they can pick up a few pointers. But The one thing that I found with this account that's not good is that they're funneling to Patreon, and also it's a direct link. So you would want to have a link tree or something covering up this link here, just so you can funnel customers easier without any problems from Instagram. And also Patreon's just not a great platform. It's not optimized for chatting. You can't really chat to customers, but that's why I picked this page, because it's funnels to Patreon, which I wanted to pick up. And also it's a very realistic model. So what makes this model realistic? Well, first of all, you can lay eyes on it and tell that it's realistic. Right. Of course, these are face swap videos, which if you don't have permission for, you shouldn't post. However, I'm assuming from the volume that this account is posting that they have permission. And if they don't, well, the point still stands, right? It's a very realistic model. People can relate to this model. The reels, obviously, it's a real girl doing the movement and they face swap the face. Once again, don't do this without permission. But this makes an extremely realistic model. People can scroll through this page, think that this model is real, and then funnel wherever the owner wants them to funnel to. So there's not actually too much to say on this apart from look at it, it's realistic. However, you can check out the ad, it's just here at the top. Now onto this page. This is not a realistic model. Now if you can't tell that it's not realistic, I would look at a lot more AI models. I don't know how some people don't really, I guess I am in the space every day, but some people don't really pick up what looks AI and what doesn't. To me, this is literally a cartoon model, right? I mean, look at the backgrounds in some of these images. Just blurs for trees. Very unrealistic. I actually like that they're going for like a rainbow type niche. It's unique. No one else has really done this that I've seen. But the images are just unrealistic, right? No one's going to be able to relate to this person, because even though they may know that this person's AI, they definitely know that they have no chance of meeting this model ever, and they definitely don't exist. They only exist in the cartoon world. And I believe they also funnel to Patreon, which once again, not an optimal platform. If you do want to sign up to fanvue and get some additional benefits, I have a referral link in the description which will give you an extra couple percentages within your first couple weeks. So yeah, fanvue is essential for AI models, plus you can sign up with your own ID and have no problems, whereas Patreon comes with its own pains as well as it's not optimal for chatting. But this is what I mean by realistic versus non-realistic.
All right, cool. So we're out here, we're on a yacht, we're on a pan around. It's how it is in Dubai. Mental. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the effectiveness of your Instagram account. So the first 500 to a K is going to be very, very slow. You're not going to gain followers unless you get some sort of external traffic source. So I recommend a mass DM, an IG promo, anything like this. We can sort you out. If you go to the description, you go to social link on Telegram, they will sort you out with decent promo and decent mass DM. However, if you don't have access to those or you don't have the funds for those, you can also build up a Threads account. That's easy. I was talking about in the last one. You basically use the same as Twitter. It's a very engagement-based platform. And all you have to do is basically fish for comments and engagement. People will naturally funnel to your Instagram page. Now, this can be Snapchat, this can be TikTok. It doesn't have to be Threads. However, these are very easy platforms, Threads and TikTok, to gain traction, to then go to your Instagram. So as you can see on the screen now, this is exactly what our model has done in the past few days. What we've done is run a mass DM. Yes, I've got money to invest in that kind of stuff. If you don't, that's fine. You can build it organically, as I just said. However, mass DMs are absolute king right now. What you do is you send a DM to 250,000 people who are your target audience. That is absolutely unheard of. You cannot reach 250,000 people's DMs in that amount of short time. No chance. You have zero chance of doing that. So mass DMs are absolutely powerful. IG promo is the same. If you got a shout out on, let's say, just Worldstar, for example, Worldstar is going to give you thousands of people who are going to funnel to your page. That's nice and easy. And as you can see, as the results I just posted, is exactly the kind of following that we've just got on there. So boosting your IG in the start is the hardest part, especially if you're going all organic. However, all it takes is a bit of hard work, a bit of organic traction, and then you're pretty much laughing. So what you do then, post your stories, keep organic, and stick to the script. And what will happen is people will naturally funnel to your fanvue page. People will just find a natural attraction from following your model to viewing the stories to engaging in the posts, and then they'll feel a natural affinity with the model. So therefore, they are going to convert to the fanvue page.
Right, so as discussed in the previous clip, you need a method to be able to spark your Instagram accounts and most social accounts nowadays, which is super strange. However, TikTok, Threads, these kind of platforms do allow you to get that initial spark and that initial audience on to your pages. However, as discussed, something like a mass DM, which is what we offer in this Telegram channel here, at social link on Telegram. You can go to the description, click on the link there. But essentially, yeah, you can purchase mass DMs, IG promos, all that kind of stuff from here. All you need to do is DM the assistant right here. And I wanted to showcase a couple pages. So this is what a TikTok page would look like of an AI model. Pretty simple, right? It's literally just AI videos, but it's proof that AI models can actually get views on TikTok. I don't think that this page will convert very well at all, mostly because it's full of loads of different AI girls. However, that's clearly not their main objective. So yeah, fair enough. But there's also a lot of Threads pages of AI models which do very, very well. This one's 280,000 followers. They get hundreds of thousands of views, so many likes, so much engagement on there, and clearly it's working as a funnel. If I check out their Instagram, I'm sure, yeah, it's doing very, very well. 780k on here, so it works hand in hand, right? You could use this Threads or a TikTok to be able to spark an Instagram account so you can get that initial audience and those initial views. Or alternatively, if you do have a budget, go to the link to social link, mass DMs, IG promos are great options for that as well.
Apologies for the poor audio and the drunken language on the yacht. However, you're only on a yacht once in Dubai. Well, maybe a few times. Anyway, we're going to talk about scaling. Now, when you're scaling your AI model, you're going to already want to have the processes in place. So you should already have a decent marketing strategy, unless of course you have other models where you have the marketing strategy on lock, then you can just replicate the method, of course. You're going to also want your chatting in place. Now, what you can do to obviously scale your marketing is basically do exactly what you're doing now, but outsource it or scale up in terms of budget. So let's just say you were working on the Threads and the Twitter and all the external methods to grow your Instagram account. Now what you're going to do is outsource that to a VA. You can find VAs on OFM jobs, on Upwork, on Fiverr. Very, very easy people to find and extremely cheap as well. If you hire one from the Philippines or from India, for example, $2-3 an hour is enough to pay their wages. You can make them, work 5 hours a day on whatever they're doing, multiple tasks. That's absolutely fine. What you're going to want to make sure is that they're doing their tasks correctly. So you're going to want to have documents explaining exactly what you want them to do, Loom videos, courses, whatever you need to do to make sure that they are doing their job correctly. Make sure they're shadowing you for a few days, make sure you shadow them, and make sure that, you're watching over their shoulder in the first few days, few weeks of doing their job. So they're doing the right thing. Then we can talk about scaling in terms of budget. Now, once you start to get money in, or if you have an original budget, you can invest in things like mass DMs and IG promos and things that cost money. So essentially mass DMs, to explain very briefly, I have a whole video on mass DMs on the channel, so go check that out. Essentially what a mass DM is a self-explanatory. A DM that's going to be sent out on Instagram. Just use Instagram. You can do Telegram, you can do Twitter. Instagram mass DMs for me are the most effective. Mass DM sent to hundreds of thousands of people with a specific message and your model's at. So imagine these lonely guys, they've never had a message in their life. They all of a sudden get a message saying that this girl fancies them, for example, is a good tactic. Straight to their inbox. They're going to see it straight away. They're going to go straight to the app and they're going to convert to the page. I don't think I've ever run a mass DM, unless it's from a dodgy provider, that has not got my money back in the same day. They're that effective. So that's a great way for scaling an Instagram account, but also for getting conversions. Also things like IG promos. If you're, for example, running a massive promotional post on something like World Star with 50 million followers, obviously that's going to convert to Instagram followers and people are going to buy the fanvue content that you're selling. But also, you're going to want to make sure that you have the monetization strategies in place. So if you're chatting by yourself right now, that's absolutely cool. But in order to scale, let's say when you get to like $1,000 or so, outsource to a chatting agency or outsource to chatters. Now, chatting agency is super simple. Obviously, everything's done for you. However, they will have certain requirements, and they will charge more than if you were to hire your own chatters. However, you don't have to deal with chatter scheduling, chatter training, or paying chatters. Everything's all sorted. So I do have a chatting agency myself. We focus mainly on AI models. So we do chat for real models as well, but we specialize in AI models, and we have done since we founded the company. So check that out in the description if you are interested in applying to Chatterlink, the chatting agency that I run. If not, hire your own chatters. Find them again on OFM jobs, on Upwork, anywhere that you can think of to find them, or just in OFM communities in general. There are going to be people who are wanting work in this space already trained up, so you don't even have to worry about whether they are fit for the job, whatever. That is scaling.
So this has been the $0 to $5,000 with AI OFM challenge. Now, the reason why I didn't directly document exactly, what the model looks like, what our Instagram at is, all this kind of stuff, is because we have to keep that confidential for many reasons. Number one, you could just go onto the page, copy every single strategy that we did, and grow the model the exact same way. Number two is this is a legitimately working model, and still to this day. This was documented a few months back when I was in Dubai. However, this model is still going, and therefore we do not want any bans to happen, or, as I just said, anyone to copy exact move for move what we are doing with this model. However, what I am going to show you is the progression in results. So from the 0 to the 5K point, and then also on the screen now, you can see that they are still earning a substantial amount of money. So if you did enjoy this mini series, please do feel free to check out the channel, see what we've got on offer. We do teach this for free on the channel. Or if you want a more chronologically ordered course, feel free to go down to the description. I have a $47 course, the price of a meal out, and that will teach you exactly all you need to know to be able to generate your own model, to be able to market them, and to be able to sell content and make shit tons of money online. Hope you enjoyed, and subscribe.